What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I'm not sure if you all remember the video where I mentioned my front splitter blew up. Like, it literally blew up, like it hit the ground on the highway and just into 1,000 pieces. My brother was driving behind me and it hit his car as well, and then it just kind of disappeared. But I'm gonna put in a little clip of me looking at the lip right after it happened. The whole, I think, middle section of the splitter was just gone completely.
Well, boys, I fucking sent her a little too fucking hard, but I really hope my ball.
The rest of the pieces are still sitting here, which is funny because I actually never just threw them away. But that whole, so this is one piece, and then the other side piece, and the whole middle piece is just missing. But we picked up some ramps so we can drive the car onto the ramps, put the splitter on, and this new splitter is actually a little bit better. So this new splitter right here is gloss black. It's not carbon fiber because I know if it ever breaks, I won't be as hurt. And I got this one off Ikon Motorsports. So they have a 4-piece gloss black, matte black, or carbon fiber dipped or something like that. It's not actual carbon fiber, but it's just one of their options. So this one is a little bit more aggressive. It's a better material in my opinion compared to the last one. It's a lot sturdier, and it comes with its own hardware, which was great. Last time I just kind of janked some random screws and stuff, so this one should look a lot nicer. And it's just gonna bring the front end of this car back, because since that splitter has been gone, the car just been looking like a baby from the front. It just kind of lost all of its aggressiveness and just looks so stock, and I hate it. I kind of dislike taking it to the car meets for that purpose, but now we got that splitter back on, or when we get it back on, we'll be good to go again. So before we go ahead and start the process of opening this bad boy up, I did want to go ahead and wash the car first, because there is a car meet tomorrow that we're gonna head over to. With that being said, I did want to wash the car before I put the splitter on. That way all that dirt and dust is just cleaned up under that bumper, so that when we put this on, it's not messing up the paint any more than it has to. Let's head over to the car wash right now, get this thing cleaned up. If you guys don't know, this car is absolutely dirty. So no matter where you look on the car, it's super dirty, especially the back. So the rims, I showed you guys in the last video, but just look at this. Hideous. See watermarks everywhere. So the car definitely needs a wash. I've been neglecting it low-key. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting all my stuff together, like my bucket, my rim cleaner, soap, all those kind of things, microfiber, whatever I need for cleaning up the car, so that way when I get there I don't have to use that dirty brush that they have. I feel so weird about getting excited about stuff like this, but I got this new brush and I just can't wait to use it on the rims. I don't know, I've just been excited to use it, but if you're like me, hey, I guess we can be weird together. Just got home and there's a slight issue. The car is already too low for the ramps, so it's hitting right there, and you saw that much space between the ramp and the wheel. So now with the actual lip on, the car is definitely not gonna be able to get off. So put this back here and try to do it without it. While I figure out that situation, I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting the actual lip together. You got the two middle pieces right here, so the bottom middle piece and the top middle piece, and then you got the two side pieces. So this is for the right side and this is for the left side. And like I said, the fin on the side of the bumper is a little bit more aggressive, and it comes pre-drilled with holes and hardware, which is great. The last one didn't have it, so let's go ahead and start. Actually, let's start tacking this all up together. So just got the main three pieces mocked up. Still missing that bottom black piece, which is gonna go right under here and then come out just a little bit. But just wanted to quickly show you guys how it looks with just 3. And you could actually run it like this, but I just like how it looks with that piece. It just looks a little bit more aggressive. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that piece on and then start mocking it up to the car. So just ran into a slight issue. I got the splitter mocked up basically where I wanted it. That tape came loose and just fell, but it is getting dark now and I don't have any kind of way to get the screws in there from the bottom without the drill, and I just don't have enough clearance since the car is a little bit low. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, and since it is getting dark, I'm gonna stop here for today. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see the splitter on the car for tomorrow's meet, but I don't want to rush it and then mess up, which is usually what happens. But overall, I'm liking the look and the style of the splitter. It's pretty similar to the last one, except that little middle piece right here. So this is how it looks. But I think we're just gonna stop it here. Hopefully find a way to get the car up in the air just a little bit, get enough room in there, and then drill into the bumper. But for now, I don't want to mess it up and put it on sideways since it is getting dark and stuff. So I'm gonna call it a day here, pick the camera back up. And the good thing about waiting is we're actually gonna have the rods, the splitter rods, come in pretty soon as well, which are red, and they're gonna go from right here to like right there, or maybe into this area. So I might just take off the entire bumper right now and see if I can get it done that way, but I'm not really sure. But let me go ahead and see what it takes to get this bumper off. I'm dumb, I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but I'm gonna have to take the bumper off anyway, because once those rods come in, they're gonna have to be bolted in from the back of the bumper. So I might as well take the bumper off to do this right and do it right the first time. But hey, the car looks good. With the hood open and that splitter right there. I know it's not on properly, but look at that. With the engine bay, and for those of you who don't know, I actually have the BMR suspension strut tower bar, and I actually have carbon fiber valve covers. So it looks good. Which is a little sneak peek into how it looks, and that's why I got red rods, because I have accents of red all around, so it would just match that if the hood's ever open. But let's go ahead and start putting stuff away for the time being, and then hopefully we can pick this up back tomorrow when there's some more sunlight, or maybe even Monday. So it's been 2 days, I think, since we filmed the last part of the video, and we finally got the rods back in. They came a little bit sooner than expected, which is a good thing. And like I mentioned before, I got them in red. So I think the goal for the remainder of the video is gonna be trying to get this bumper off. I got the car pulled up inside the garage and got the E30 parked way in the back over there. That way it just gives me some more space to work on the car. And since the car is halfway in the garage, the bumper is a little bit higher than it was when it was sitting outside, which is a good sign. So let's go ahead and start taking the bumper off and try to get this new splitter on. So, slight change of plans. I tried taking the bumper off and there's too many bolts and hard to reach places, and I don't have a jack yet, so I can't really take the tires off and get my hand in there. So trying to think around the problem, and I found a solution where I took this little black piece off, which is this right here. This already has holes drilled into it, and this is a replacement piece, so I won't actually be drilling into the bumper. So what I can do is put the rods right about here up towards the center where these holes are, which are already made, and then that way I can just tighten up a bolt on the back side of this, put this back on, and then from there put the rods into the lip. So I think that might be the best solution for the time being, since I can't get the entire bumper off. I think that should be a pretty good way to go about the problem, and that way we still get to keep the rods and the splitter. So let me go ahead, try mocking everything back up, but before I do that, I am gonna put all the bumper clips back in just so I don't lose them. So I got all the factory clips back in on the bumper, so that's nice and sturdy again, and I marked the center of the bumper and the center of the splitter, so that way I know that if I align these two on both edges of the bumper, the splitter should be pretty even. I'm not gonna say perfect, but pretty even. One way I went about not having the car high enough is I use this small little bit right here, which isn't really supposed to belong in this drill, but I made it fit so that I can just go in at an angle. Luckily, the holes right here go into the bumper at an angle as well, so everything works out perfectly. So now I'm just gonna go ahead, line this up with this, and then put in the first screw, then put in the outer screws, just so everything is hung up, and then I'll start putting in everything else after that. So got the first one in right there. As you can see, I had to adjust the tape marking and stuff just a little bit, but now if I bring this piece up right here, it matches perfectly with the indentation on the actual splitter, which is exactly what we wanted. So now we know that the splitter is mounted right in the center of the bumper. We can go ahead and start putting the rest of the screws in. I just went ahead and taped up the entire lip up to where its final position is, just so, okay, never mind, gotta tape that part back up, but just so I know the fitment is good and I can just keep drilling into the bumper. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this side first, since this side is still sticking, and then go ahead to move to that side afterwards. So I got the spoiler on finally. It took a little while, to be honest. I did remove this middle part just so when I put the rods in, I can have enough space to get my finger in here and tighten up the little screw. This is the original points where I thought I was gonna mount it, but I think I'm gonna have to go lower right on this bottom side right here, just so there's better reach between this piece and the actual splitter. I'm thinking maybe like right here or something, because right when it's sitting right here, it's not long enough to comfortably reach that piece. I know there should be a little bit tension on it, but I think right here might look a little bit better as well. So gonna go ahead, drill another 2 holes or something right here and right here. That way we can get that basically finished up, and then I can put that third piece back on. So I'll pick up the camera once I do that. So finally got this piece back on. You got the rods. They're not adjusted to the proper size just yet. Still waiting on where I'm gonna mount it, but I'm thinking somewhere just like that. So I think that's what I'm going for. I do need to go ahead and measure so that it's equal on both sides, but this is kind of how it's gonna look. But let me go ahead, drill, mount these up permanently, and then I'll show you guys the final look of the car. So that took a little while, and only because I wanted to make sure it was perfect, even on both sides, so that way once I installed it, I didn't notice like, hey, it's a little bit more to the left than it is to the right or whatever, something like that, right? But this is how it looks. And it came out great in my opinion. I still haven't put in that bottom piece back just yet, because I just want to show you guys that we got this all tightened up. Now these aren't moving anywhere. Pretty solid. This isn't going anywhere. Obviously it's not super strong, it's not chassis mounted, so I wouldn't say step on it, but it's pretty damn strong for what it is. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put that last middle piece back in, show you guys the final product, and then pull the car out into the sunlight so you guys can see the final look. Okay, but that looks so good. Give you guys a closer look. This is the little step lip, the main splitter right here, and I really like how that came out. Now if I step back and go right to the center, both rods are perfectly even, unless they're not, and then I'm gonna be super mad. No, they are, thank God. So I'm gonna pull the car out real quick so you guys can see it in the sun. This took way longer than expected, just because of the jack situation, and I couldn't lift the car up on the ramps and stuff, but we got it done, took the time, didn't want to rush anything, mess it up. So let me pull the car out, show you guys how it looks. And that is the final product. So stepping out into the sunlight. So it adds a good like 2 inches to the front of the car. This little fin is a little bit more aggressive than my previous one, so that looks good as well. Just makes the car look a little bit, actually a lot more aggressive on the front end compared to how it was sitting without the lip. But I'm really glad how this came out. It looks really good in my opinion. One thing I would definitely say, if you ever do this at home, make sure you can get the car lifted up. Otherwise you're gonna end up like me with just a bunch of junk all over your arms and stuff, and just shavings and everything on the floor right here. which wasn't really a good move, but I'm glad we got it done. The car is finally not looking stock, which is great. It just looks a lot more aggressive and menacing from the front, and I'm really happy with how it came out. I know I've already said that before, but I'm excited. Finally got done. Car's sitting back on the driveway looking pretty, and that was a long process. Like I said, I'm super tired, I'm exhausted, honestly. After this video, you're gonna see a Cars and Coffee video. I went yesterday, recorded some of it, not too much, because obviously I wanted to enjoy. But stay tuned, subscribe, comment what you thought of the new splitter. Should I went more aggressive? Should I went chassis mount? I kind of like the way I went because it's not too aggressive, but it's still noticeably different from stock. Let me know what you guys think down below. Subscribe, stay tuned for upcoming videos. We still got more stuff coming for all of the cars. See you guys on the next one. Peace.